Hi everyone, it's Morgan or SD Girl. Pardon me. This one is my next video about the piercings. This one's kind of going to be a little bit different because I no longer have this piercing. This one is my lip. Sorry, it was a long pause. I was trying to think of the other name. Libre, I think it is. Libre. Sorry if I didn't say that right. Anyways, it was the middle of my lip and that little clavicle, I don't know what you call it. Anyways, I got that done in 2010, and I had it here in town, which is Morwood, South Dakota. Not Morwood. I'm making no sense at all in this video. I apologize. This was done in Aberdeen, South Dakota, at Ink Spot, and the piercer was wonderful. I loved her to death. Um, there was my girlfriend and I had made a deal. She was petrified of needles, and she wanted to get um her upper ear pierced, but she was so afraid, and I wanted to get my lip pierced. So I said, okay, if I get my lip pierced, how about you get your ear pierced? So we got there and stuff, and me being the idiot that I was, I said, okay, I'll go first. And so she prepped me and everything, and that lovely clamp that they have, they had to put it on my lip, and I just took a few deep breaths, and it was done before I even knew it. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys should know me by now. I'm not gonna lie, it did hurt, but it wasn't, sorry, phone, it wasn't something major. Like if you listen to me about my tongue piercing or about any of my piercings. This wasn't like dramatic or anything like that. So, I mean, the reason why I no longer have it in, and it's completely healed. The only mentioning of it is probably two or three pictures of me with it in, and there's a little scar on the inside of my lip. That was it. The reason why I no longer have it in isn't because I didn't like it or didn't want it or anything like that. The few reasons were, pardon me, at the time my girlfriend and I had, and we still do have, um, a dog named Dixie, and she is a chocolate lab mix, and she was still in her puppy stages. She was like a year and a half at that point. But she's 5 now and she still acts like a puppy. So, but I would wake up to her chewing on it and, pulling on it, and it was just getting really sore, and it's, it wasn't worth it. It wasn't that it wasn't good as in a piercing. It was just that it was getting kind of infected from having a, it being chewed on and pulled and all those other nice lovely things. Would I go and get my lip pierced again? Yeah, I would. But other reasons why I also took it out was because my family is pretty much really, they're very God oriented. And I, at that point, was very, very worried about what my family was going to think. And now I'm kind of I mean, don't, it's not that I don't care what they think. I do care about what they think. It's just, I've kind of come to the realization that it's my body, it's my life. They're not living in my shoes. They can tell me I regret doing this or doing that, but with a piercing, I can take it out. With a tattoo, depending on it, I could get it covered up. There's different things, you know. And for me, if you're kind of an older person, not older person, but if you are, about my age, pardon me, if you're, like I said, kind of, a little bit older in age or whatever, um, in your 20s is what I'm going to say. If you're, before 18, I'm not going to completely say, hey, don't do this, but I am going to say, be a little more cautious. Piercings, I mean, I researched the hell out of most of my piercings, but, and I'm not going to lie, there was a few piercings that I didn't research all that much. So, there's that. Um, but I do say, it is your body. That's my little rant about that. It's your body. I know parents are going to be commenting below, how could you ever condone that? What do you think about your child? If you have a child, what would you think? And you know what? My girlfriend and I, we talk about, kids and whatnot, and when I've talked about, well, what would you say about a piercing? What would you say about this? What would you say about that? We've kind of come to the realization that times are kind of going faster than any parent, pardon me, or any guardian or anybody else would like. There are kids out there doing stuff that their parents would never imagine. And I would rather have my child come to me and say, look, sorry, that was my computer, saying, hey, I want to get my tongue pierced, or hey, I want to get my belly button pierced, or, what, I'd rather them come to me than all of a sudden they were, hanging out with friends and they come home and a week later they're freaking out because their belly button's infected because they, you know, used a safety pin or, whatever to pierce it, or, I people be more open is what I have to say about that. You gotta be more open minded. I'm not saying that if my child came to me at 14, I would let them get their lip pierced. No, I don't think I would. But I would, say, okay, at this age, we can talk about this more. What about this? Make a different suggestion, you know. But that's me. You parent the way you want to. But for my lip, another reason why like I said, my family is very Christian, and there's a reason behind that rant. I would try and be respectful of them, and I would come into the town that before I was living actually 100 miles away from where I live now, and I live 100 miles away from where my hometown was, or is, so it was 200 miles at the time. So I would come into where I'm at now, pardon me, I would come into Aberdeen, and I would have them put in what was called a retainer, which is basically just a plastic, stud. And my lip was so, I mean, not that it's so big, but it was, my lip is thicker than most. So I was always pressing on it, trying to make sure that it would start coming off, the front of it start coming off. I'd be pushing it, to try and make sure it was staying. I bent the hell out of 3 retainers. And at $5 a pop, I'm sorry. Just everything was telling me, you know what? Don't, it's not worth it. So I let it heal, and it's healed now, like I said. But if my lip wasn't as big as it was, and you know, I'm not saying my parents or my family would influence me not getting it, but if you watch some of my other videos that I'm going to be posting, you'll understand a little bit more why I'm saying what I'm saying. So, for me. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed hearing about this, and I'm sorry if I ranted and raved about this again. But if you have any questions, comments, anything, comment below. I try and make sure that I comment or reply back to everybody. So I hope you guys have a good day or good night. Bye.